Ms. Debra Davis is a vice president in the IBM organization. Debra played many roles in the organization and faced multiple challenges and achieved leadership. Debra holds a BE degree from Georgia Institute of Technology, and Debra cares about animal welfare, children, civil rights, and social action. Debra is interested to explore the multiple skills and endorsement. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you letting me be a part of this event. I want to tell you a little bit more about myself. You know, in addition to business, I'm a mom of 3, and it's really been my passion in life. I'm one of those moms who enjoyed every minute of parenting. Even if my daughter was throwing a tantrum, I'd gently correct her, but I'd secretly think, I'm raising a strong woman. I really delighted in motherhood. So when my children started to leave for college, I felt a need for something. I felt a longing, a missing. So my husband and I sold our house, and we moved into a cottage that was about 20% of the size of our former home. We moved to a college campus, very different from our suburban home, and very close to a university hospital. I began to spend my Sundays volunteering in the neonatal intensive care unit, holding babies and kind of helping where I could. And although meditation wasn't really top of mind for me then, mindfulness seemed to be popping up everywhere, and I was learning more about it. So I decided to kind of experiment with that on my Sundays at the hospital, just being more present in the moment. And I decided to start by walking to the hospital. We drive a lot here. So I decided to, get up early and walk to the hospital and not rush. I'm a rusher. I move at a quick pace, but I decided to really slow down and try to take it easy and enjoy and savor the walk and the sights and the smells along the way. By nature, I'm a fixer. I'm always looking for things to fix. I'm an engineer. I want a process to improve. And so if you know anything about hospitals, they're very inefficient in many ways. And I was constantly getting distracted at my time by the hospital on how I could fix a process or improve something. And that's when I decided to kind of explore meditation as a tool to kind of strengthen my mind and help me be more present in the moment and just experience and enjoy these babies, give them love and let just me be enough. Let me be enough for these babies and not have to fix the things around them. It was difficult for me to let go of the compulsion to fix and just to be me. And my meditations really helped with that. I started with YouTube using guided meditations, and I really enjoyed that. I felt that they were helpful, and I could choose a topic that matched my need for the day, healing, compassion, gratitude. I could pick a short video or a long one. So it was a great way to get started. And as I meditated more, I became more aware of the people around me, their pains, their challenges, their needs. And it became an important part of my personal life. But it didn't really cross over much into my business world. At work, I'm what's known as a type A personality. I'm also a perfectionist. I'm pretty serious when it comes to work. And for me, meditation and work just didn't go together. It almost seemed unprofessional to me to talk about meditation. So as synchronicity would have it, I moved into a new job and Laurence became my manager. And she, of course, is into meditation and mindfulness. And she introduced me to a community of wonderful people at IBM that practiced. I spent a lot of time initially listening, absorbing, and trying to figure out how meditation and work could work together. But mindfulness was really the thing that interested me the most, being present, not distracted, and not judging. And as I continued my practice, applying learning where I could, I think the thing that was most pivotal was coming to the realization that I didn't need to be perfect. I thought my value was in my perfection. And learning that I didn't need to be perfect and that I was where I was supposed to be on my journey. You can't imagine the impact it had on me. It was so freeing. I mean, it freed me to be okay, to be on a journey, to be learning, to making mistakes, to improving. I found that I started sleeping better, worrying less, not only worrying less about work, but worrying about what was next for me in my personal life. And that's when I started shifting my mindset. I'd always been an optimistic person. I like new challenges. I embrace change. It was kind of in my nature. And as we all know, those are characteristics of a growth mindset. But I also liked being the expert. I thought I always had to have the answer. I was afraid to fail, and I wasn't patient. I still am not that patient, but I'm working on it. Those are all characteristics of a fixed mindset for those of you who know mindset. And before my journey into meditation, I really thought those traits of perfection and being afraid to fail and not being patient, those were things that made me a better worker. But as I started to meditate more, and as I interacted with Laurence and the community of mindful practice, I began to accept and understand that we're kind of all on this journey, and mistakes are a part of growing and learning. I also started to become more tolerant of others' mistakes and imperfections. That was really important. I mean, becoming more tolerant of others' mistakes and imperfections. I'll say it again because it was very important for me. Again, I wasn't that patient. As all this happened, I became freer to take risk, to innovate more, to embrace new challenges with less fear and worry, and to become more bold. I was also willing to let others take on more responsibility and trust them more, something I hadn't really done that well in the past. I think the biggest benefit of my meditation practice to date was how it opened me up to embrace others' points of view, not feeling as though I had to have all the answers, but allowing for more collaboration. Mindfulness meditation helped me to take the time to pause, to listen, to really listen, and to see other people's points of view. But I didn't get there alone. Laurence and the meditation community and coaches really helped me. The light bulb went on for me, I think, with a really seemingly small example. Our team needed to develop some significant new technical skills. And I put together a proposal on how we would approach creating these new skills and measuring our team's expertise. And it was a good plan, and I think it was technically sound, but Laurence kind of looked at me and said, how do you think people are going to feel if today, on the current scale, they're experts, they're considered experts, and on this new scale you're proposing, they're not? She asked me to go back and think about the way we communicated the change and present it in a light that the teams being trained would see it as good for them, and a more positive light and opportunity for them. Not only did I think about it, I meditated on it. And not only in regard to that program, but really the light bulb really went on for me then. And I tell this story for a few reasons, because sometimes for me, it's all about the business. I know consciously that success is largely dependent on relationships and people and teaming. And I thought I was pretty good at it. But I really hadn't taken the time to think about the individuals involved, why they behave how they do, how I could better support and encourage them, what motivates them, what scares them, how we can better prepare them for change. So meditation and my mindfulness community really helped me to start seeing this. I spent a lot of time on it. It was an important lesson for working with those I lead, but it was also important for those with whom I collaborated. When I practiced meditation, I learned the discipline to listen, to give others space, to hear and feel where they were coming from. I not only learned to listen, but I learned to love and cherish what I heard. The collaboration was profound, and I collaborated more, and I found more joy in my interactions with people. This was really transformative in my work. The skill of collaboration and co-creation are excellent enablements for growth in a changing business environment. And I know I mentioned in my example the importance of all of that, but the other thing I really want to mention is that having a coach there to help me learn made a big difference. It's one thing to meditate, and it's one thing to be a part of a community, but having somebody there that could guide me along the way and set an example in the workplace was pivotal in shifting my personal benefits of meditation to business benefits of meditation. My coach had also created a culture that enabled a growth mindset. And you can't underestimate the importance of culture in this area. It's one thing for us to believe that mistakes are okay and a part of learning and embrace change. But if the culture of our workplace is punitive and it doesn't have the same perspective, it's hard to live that behavior. And studies do show that the highest performing teams are the ones that have a belief that they won't be punished if they make a mistake, and that successful and engaged leaders connect with their teams and create trust. If we don't create a community and a culture where people feel free to experiment and fail, we won't give them space to innovate and to experiment and to adapt change. The culture must encourage diverse points of view, collaboration, and co-creation. I was fortunate that my manager put into action her meditation practices and created a culture that allowed me to flourish and succeed. And that's a responsibility that I now feel that I need to take and do the same. So how has meditation, really helped me on my journey to a growth mindset and enabled me to perform more optimally in a changing business environment? I think, it's really helped me to accept my perfections. It's helped me to be confident that I would be enough and that things would be okay. And once I remove those two barriers, I begin to see opportunity everywhere, even in uncertain and changing times. Meditation helped me to see others' points of view and collaborate more fully. It's probably been the biggest joy to me in this whole experience is that I now see others and care more about others. And it's made me more conscious of the thoughts I have, the words I use, especially in the workplace. And while I didn't spend time on it in today's discussion, it's important to note that meditation also helped me with focus and creating clarity. We all have distractions in our personal lives, whether it's a sick loved one or mounting housework or picking up the kids from school on time. And during this period of learning for me, we discovered that my husband had a very aggressive cancer. And meditation truly, truly helped me to have clarity about that, helped me with the process. It also helped me strengthen my mind to focus on the present. So when I was with him, I was fully about being with him. When I was at work, I was fully about being at work. So as Laurent said, I've been on this journey for about 4 years. I'm beginning this journey. I'm beginning my learning. And so I really appreciate you taking the time to let me share my story. I know many of you are experts in the space, and I hope you've found it helpful.
Hey, thanks a lot, Debra. And as I told you, day one, you are a master from day one. It's all in. So, fantastic sharing from a personal life, working life, about what you have been through in the beginning of your journey. I was smiling because I could see the steps, one after the other. And you smile about 10 times more than 3 years ago. And you really seem to enjoy yourself. And I know, without disclosing anything, that you have a lot of great opportunity offered to you, more and more by great people and meeting new people and so on. So you clearly are a demonstration on how you can attract also great people around you, new responsibilities. And as you could listen to the Buddha CEO launch, we really believe that we create our own reality in the workplace. It's just about losing the fear, losing the need for perfection, as you described that so well, listening carefully, thinking about the people, and then create and co-create this environment where I would say everybody can thrive. And I'm used to saying in a business, and you remember, well, we don't live in Disneyland. For anybody here listening to this, this is not Disneyland, this is business. these are targets. There is a positive competition or rivalry still in the market, but we can find a way to create a purpose and enjoy life. So thank you so much, and I'm sure you're gonna now replicate all of this in your new teams and plant the seeds. Shreyan planted the seed with me also. If you said start with one seed, and it's gonna grow and blossom. So thanks a lot.